Am I going completely insane? Have I finally lost it? I've managed to boot up my computer to type this here. I'm hoping I get some good responses before I completely lose my mind. It all started last week. My computer has been really laggy for the past few days, so I'm hoping this message finally gets through. To give you some history about myself, I've always been a sort of extrovert guy. Considering that I tend to care more about what other people think over my own emotions, my physical appearance is one aspect I am particularly meticulous about. Call me shallow. I'll check myself each morning, dress nicely, my hair and attire all fixed, then go to work. People were drawn to my eyes, the man with the sparkling eyes, they call me at work. It was one Tuesday morning during my morning inspection that I noticed that my eyes looked different somehow. It wasn't the bags under my eyes that I so carefully cover up with concealer either, but my eyes lacked the shine they once had. It wasn't just something subtle to me, it was actually quite jarring. I looked even closer, to which I saw that my eyes had no shine in them at all. That was weird, I thought. I must be super OCD to notice something like that, and, is it worth going to see a doctor about? Perhaps all those takeaways I have after being too lazy to cook after work are finally getting the better of me, I thought. Perhaps my new glasses were straining my eyes in a weird way. I spoke to my close coworker Lucy after she came back from leave on the Friday, and brought up the question if anything looked different about me. She said I looked the same and she shook her head and smiled in confusion at the question. We small-talked for a while and then I went back to work. I know it sounds stupid, but I always took pride in my eyes. I decided to take a selfie using my mobile phone while nobody could see me slacking off, and it was at that point I thought I was going a bit nuts. Nope, the shine is there. I felt like slapping myself for worrying over something as ridiculous as the shine of my eyes. I finish work as normal and go home. It's Friday. Finally some time to get rid of work stress and relax, I thought. Perhaps watch some old 80s comedies to pass the time and entertain myself. Yet, something still drew me to that old bathroom mirror. I groaned to myself knowing I was now the slave of OCD and decided to go just to curb my compulsions and prove to myself how silly I am. But when I got to my eyes, that is, my heart sank and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. There was no shine at all. In fact, my eyes looked even worse somehow, and it took me a while to figure out what was so wrong since it was so subtle, but my obsessiveness soon found the culprit of what was wrong. My eyes were not looking directly at my own. They looked like they were just slightly glaring beyond my shoulder, but not actually towards my own eyes. I started trembling because I knew the stress of work must have made me go completely off my rocker, but just as I was about to turn away, my eyes turned to meet mine. I would like to tell you that was all that happened and everything was fine afterwards, but that isn't the case. I started noticing weird things happening around the house. Like I would be in bed and I'd get phone calls at unusual hours. Nobody would even think of calling me, but when I went to answer the phone, there would just be this dead static, as if someone were answering the phone but just stood there doing or saying nothing, until I put down the line. It was my house phone, and I would also get answering machine messages that followed that were also just static that played until it exceeded the answering machine's message limit that abruptly ended with two loud, beeped sounds. Monday and Tuesday, objects around the house started going missing when I was sure they had not been misplaced. I felt a real sense of unease. I couldn't draw myself to look at that mirror again, so I only used the bathroom at night when it was too dark to notice my reflection. But even then, there were odd noises around the house, and I could have swore I heard someone walking up the stairs, but nobody was there when I checked. This is now a Wednesday night and the calls have been happening since Friday night. I decided to call a friend, first sending him a text message that I needed someone to talk to ASAP. He asked me what was wrong and I went through with him that I wasn't feeling comfortable being alone right now, and that I'm probably having a panic attack fueled by work stress and sleep deprivation. Sorry to hear about that, Willie, he said, but I noticed his tone was off, as if he was both confused and about to laugh. I became frustrated and raised my voice asking what's up. Aren't you in the corner on your phone right now? I suddenly hung up out of shock, and also confusion. I was angry that my best pal was probably pulling a prank on me. It wasn't long after that he rang me. Why did you just throw your phone at a wall and pick it back up? I yelled at him that I wasn't at a party and I accidentally hung up. I told him to dial an ambulance reporting a severe panic attack because it wasn't working on my mobile and I didn't feel comfortable with going downstairs to reach for the house phone. He still sounded confused and I honestly felt like this was some nightmare. Willie, you're looking at me right now. And you're not scared at all, you're just laughing. I don't get it. I demanded that he take a photo and prove what he was saying. He wasn't taking me seriously at all. A minute later I got a photo sent to my mobile. He told me that I seemed irritable and wouldn't show my face to him for the photo, but that he managed to get a photo from the side. The photo wasn't from the side. He was looking at me. Directly at me. With wide open eyes. Dead-looking eyes that looked like an unfinished painting, which instantly stuck out. At this point I felt like crying. I tried dialing an ambulance but the number, all it does is go through to that same loud static sound, until I hang up. I try calling friends, including my bestie, but still I cannot get through to anyone, everything is just static. I sent one of my friends a text but they keep responding that I'm just sending them weird square symbols instead of actual letters. I keep doing it over and over. It's 3 a.m. now, and nobody is answering me. Shit. I hear knocking outside of the house. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It sounds like bare hands slamming against something. I just had to go and check without leaving my room. My bedroom door is locked now. This makes me feel glad my paranoid mother decided to put a lock on every door in the house. I can't see anyone and the security light hasn't came on. Yet I can hear someone outside my back door. Front door. Why does it sound like it's coming from both doors? Wait. My phone. It's ringing. Wait. Okay, I've got my mobile phone on my computer desk and it's still going off on static. It's been like that for a few seconds now and... Hold on. The house phone downstairs is now going off. And it's now leaving an answering machine message. Wait. I hear a voice coming from it. Can you open the door, please? I need to look in the mirror. The voice was my own. The answering machine sent that same message 3 times in a row. And I swear with each successive message it got louder and more distorted. It's now 3:30 a.m. Why won't my stupid phone dial 999? I can hear the banging on the doors again. Call anyone. It's getting louder and I can hear it again. Outside the house. But in a way it sounds like someone screaming right into the door. My phone has a dial tone to 999 at last. I'm waiting for them to pick up. I'm going to call the police. Something's wrong. Someone's picked up, but that voice. It's becoming more and more like my own. It is my voice. My own damn voice. The voice keeps telling me to answer the door. I just heard both doors to my house slam to the ground. I don't know what's happening, but someone or something is in the house. Please help me.